I'm going to make a comic in just 1 week. That's right, you heard me. I left you guys for 6 months and came back with a content farm. I'm kidding, but one day I woke up and decided I wanted to suffer for a week straight, selling my soul to the devil and slowly dying, and then to be burnt out for another week while editing said video. A big part of creating comics is planning, creating the characters, polishing a story, an enticing plot, and readable panels. All of these are key factors in so many well-done webcomics, webtoons, and mangas. When you meet all of this criteria, you can end up with a really amazing comic that people will continue to talk about for years. But if you don't, you know. But what are the goals for this comic, you may ask? I had 5 goals. Enticing characters that people would enjoy reading about. A plot that made sense and was generally cohesive. Something I liked reading. Something I could recommend to my friends. This comic was going to be sort of an advertisement for the game me and my friends are working on together. So I had to be proud of what I was making. Beauty. I wanted this comic to be so visually beautiful that it wouldn't even matter if my story ended up being shitty because, ooh, pretty panel. On the first day, I started off with these 2 characters. Valinor, a princess who escaped her home after finding out about all of the horrible things her family has done and what they plan to do with her. And Vasen Ohm, a knight brainwashed by his country and on the search for a princess who's been quote-unquote kidnapped. And I perfectly fleshed out the characters and gave them so much life, and their personalities are so just endless. Beautiful, isn't it? I then moved on to trying to find a nice color palette for these characters and had an amazing system on how to choose the palette. Then I took a 2-hour nap and ate pasta. On the second day, I realized I was going far too slow. I needed to come up with a plot and a story stat. There were so many things that needed to be polished for this comic. I could not send this comic out for its first day, and the other comics are bullying them for their Church Stepper 300s. I needed to step it up as an author, so I opened Pinterest on a search for the wisdom only few can hold. Yes, I grabbed maybe 1, 2, 22 of those long JPEGs from Pinterest that tell you things that you probably already know. I finally ended up finishing the first chapter script and came up with a decently cohesive plot. After that, I opened up Overwatch and played for 5 hours. On days 3 to 5, I was really starting to burn out. I needed to have backgrounds done for this chapter, but I'm not a skilled background artist. In fact, I'm barely even good at perspective. I'm not sure what I do for that background. I knew what I needed to do. Overwatch. The answer was right in front of me. Overwatch. I opened up Overwatch. Opened up The Sims. Don't judge me, I'm lazy, and it was the only option in front of me that did not cost $10 or more. I started building, and building, and building. Then I looked at the time. It was already 9 p.m. and I was pretty burnt out already. I decided to at least try and draw a bit of the chapter. I needed to finish it, but I just couldn't draw anymore for the day. I put the pencil down and decided to try and finish tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, last night, while I was absolutely losing my shit playing Overwatch Stadium with 5-year-olds that still haven't mastered the art of hand-eye coordination and play the game with their headphones off, I decided that I would release the first chapter for this week and the rest of the chapters at a later date that would be more comfortable for my weak, feeble support player mind. I even considered naming the video I Make a Comic in 2 weeks, maybe 3 or even a month. Then my husband came to talk to me.
Sonic, we don't have time. Let's get to Elise right away. It's my game, Silver. Fuck you. Don't fuck up my chance with the host. Silver, if you don't shut your bitch ass.
It was the 6th day, and I opened up Clip Studio Paint. I just couldn't draw anymore. So I took my husband's advice, went to my friend's Discord's quote section, took a few, and was like the pencil was just moving on its own. The drawings flowed onto the screen and I was having so much fun just drawing silly stuff. Even though nobody else would understand it, felt like something I wanted to keep doing. Being able to look back on all of these things that me and my friends did together, it helped me realize why I was doing this in the first place. I wanted others to see the world me and my friends built together and have the fun we have just thinking about what we could do. On the last day, I scheduled the comics episodes releases and it was posted. Something I was actually proud of and wanted to keep doing was posted. Now you may be thinking, Yodi, you had 5 goals. Does this new comic even reach those 5 goals? No, but it was fun. Sure, the characters weren't enticing and people probably wouldn't enjoy reading about it. And the plot definitely didn't make sense, nor was it in any way cohesive. Was it something I liked reading? Something I could recommend to my friends? Yeah, they're my friends. And was I proud of making it? Yeah. Was the comic visually beautiful? We'll work on that. But what's the main conclusion to all of this? What's the takeaway? You make a comic in a week? No. I was burnt out immediately after the first day. I didn't actually want to continue doing the thing I was doing, the thing that I was working really hard on and trying to make perfect and all that good shit. I hated it, even though I still really want to work on it. I want to continue drawing chapters for this. I hated it. So in conclusion, you cannot make a comic in a week.